What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, my beautiful people. It's just here. It's good to see all 8 of you tonight. I hope it's 8 likes in here. Hope you got me 8 thumbs up. All right, my beautiful people. Tonight's session, we are going to talk about something that's a hot topic. Very, very hot topic. And it is about moving in with an avoidant. And it's not just about an avoidant. Disclaimer, it's not just about an avoidant. I think you need to make sure that you're moving with somebody that has someone who has an insecure attachment very cautiously. You got to be methodical about this, right? You have to make sure that both of you guys have some things laid out as far as how things are going to function when you do cohabitate. And back in the day, they didn't let you cohabitate. It had to be some type of engagement, some type of marriage before you even made that happen. But what's up, Gabriel? Or Gabriel? Paris, hello. Hello. I'm going to wait till you guys get in here. Wait till everyone gets comfortable and seated. How are you guys doing tonight? Where are you from? I got 3 likes. Can we boost those up a little bit before I get started with the topic? Oh, while I'm here waiting. All right. Really excited. The coaching group is now live, and the website for that coaching group is healmyattachment.com. As of now, this coaching group is going to be only for women, but I do have a men's group that's going to be starting probably the beginning of next year. But I just want to see how this group goes first. I want to make sure that I have my time right, but it's coming. Trust me. It's coming. I really want to work with you guys too. I really enjoy working with men and women together. So that is going to be in the description below. Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome to the building. 8 o'clock. You guys are live with me at 8 o'clock. Look at that. Illinois. Dataria. So if you guys want to go live with me, or if you just want a question answered and you don't feel comfortable sending it through this platform, you can email me right now at healmyattachment.com. All right, coaching at healmyattachment.com. I hope this feed is going to be acting right, because something's been going on my internet lately, and I want to make sure that it's not breaking up too much. So we're going to get to the topic. I always go to the steam room or work out or run or something right before I come here, so it's not exactly nerves. It's probably me still sweating. Hey, Veronica, California, Arkansas, Illinois. Wow, we got the whole U.S. in here right now. All right. Hope you guys like the feed. Let's get down to business here. The title of this video is Don't Move In. And I say that because you just shouldn't. It should be a ... there, right? Don't move in unless ... So here's the thing about moving in with someone who's an avoidant. They need their space. They need their autonomy. You guys have been following me for a while. They need to make sure that things won't get too close too fast. So if you do decide to move in with someone who's an avoidant, make sure that they have a great understanding about what quality time is going to look like, what space is going to be theirs. Like if there's someone who play video games, if there's someone who do art, they play music, guitar, whatever, give them their space. Make sure that you say, hey, we're going to allocate this space for you. No one's going to bother you there. I believe that back, when man caves first started to become a thing, I don't know what you guys do all across the states, but here in Wisconsin, a lot of people turn their garages into a man cave for the guys that just want to watch the Packers or hang out. So they already have that built-in understanding of like, look, when I'm in my space, when I go to my cave, actually, John Gray talked about this in his book. I believe it was Dr. John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He talked about how men will go into their cave mentally. And I think he talks more about avoidant men will go into their cave mentally to kind of process things, mull things over, stew on things, and then they'll eventually come back out and talk about it. Now, we're not talking the extreme avoiding cases. We're talking like guys that just need to just take that space and just prepare for the next part of the conversation. So make sure that they have an understanding that, look, this is your safe space. We're not going to bug you there. You can do your thing. Now, it is a case where it feels like sometimes they take advantage of it. And especially if they're like shutting you down, and if you're trying to have a conversation and they're just saying, I don't want to talk about it, like, why are we going here again? Why are we going to this topic again? Then that's another issue. Then you got some more ball of wax to get rid of, or however you want to, what's the expression? That's a whole nother ball of wax. But if it's a case where they're just trying to just feel like they're smothered. All right, so I'm going to give you an example. I was coaching someone who was dating someone for a year and a half, and they finally thought it was the right thing to do to go to the next level by moving in. But the problem was she moved in with him. Instead of finding a space that was going to be mutually theirs, it was all starting from scratch, she moved in with him. And she said he just turned into a whole different person. She thought he was more secure, but when they moved in together, that's when she started to see the avoidance come out. That's when she started to feel like this. She felt this passive aggressiveness all the time, felt like she was walking on eggshells. They could be sitting in a room together and feel like he's 2 miles away. And those are things that's going to have to be kind of laid out ahead of time. You're going to have to discuss what quality time is going to look like. Now, if he needs to do so-and-so, if he needs to go to the pool hall or whatever he does on a Thursday night, let him do that. And let him know that, hey, you won't be pestered about that either. Understand how important it is to have your time and your quality, your space and your quality time alone. And this is why I say that this shouldn't be just about a dismissive avoidant. It should also be about any insecure attachment, because here's what happens when the anxious people move in. Yeah, you're not out of this either. We're talking about you too. When anxious people move in, they just really try to enmesh the person. Try to really engulf them. You know, they want to watch all the shows. This is also when you start seeing things like if he's on his cell phone or she's on her cell phone a little too much and feeling a little bit distant. That's when the insecurity started to come out. Like, why is he texting so much? Why is he doing this or that? Or, you know what I mean? That's when the things started to, like, the triggers start to happen for the anxious people too. So if you guys aren't working on, becoming secure and understanding that, hey, one day as an anxious person, you have to understand that, hey, this thing may not work out. This thing may end and I'll be okay. I'm not going to literally be suffocated if this person's not in my life, because that's usually what happens. Like, we fall way apart when a person starts to, like, show any sense of disconnect, or if their vibes off, if their mood has shifted. That's when the anxious people start to become uncentered. And when the dismissive person starts to feel like, and I'm gonna be honest here, all right, because I had someone come on the comment section yesterday and just completely, like, blew up on one of my videos. And I understand, like, these things happen, but she came on and she was like, I bet you're dismissive. You used to be a dismissive avoidant, and that's why you're defending these people so much. And I'm like, well, if you actually been watching how long you been watching my content? Because if you must know, I am secure, leaning, anxious, preoccupied. But so just in case you guys need to know, that's what I say. I'm an anxious, preoccupied in recovery, because I always have that abandonment wound that will flare up every now and then, but I know how to get it under control. I know how to do what I need to do, talk myself off the ledge, change my narrative, and understand my worth, and understand that, I can self-soothe for myself. And this is where all the personal development work has come into play for me and helping me be able to get here and even talk about this. And that's why I decided to start this group too for women, because we all need someone that's a cheerleader, but also a coach, but also someone who has that background to kind of help you navigate out of the darkness, if you will, or navigate towards secureness, because it's not an easy thing. It's not something that happens overnight. I mean, there's so many people that reach out to me after about, I mean, literally 8, 12, 16 months of watching my content, and they just just watched most of my videos and never reached out. People saying, I'm from the UK, I've been watching you for a year and a half. I'm like, and you just now reaching out to me? Yeah, because it's a process. And they talk about how they've met people now, they've healed themselves, they've done the journaling, they've read the books I recommended, they've even studied other channels, and now they're in good spaces and are able to actually have good relationships. I wish I can like share those success stories with people, but I like to respect people's privacy. Hawaii, what time is it there? Hawaii's like 14 hours ahead of me, I think. Christy, Faith, wow, everybody's in here tonight. Are you guys liking the feed? We got 8 likes. Really? All right, so back to don't move in. Like I said, it should be a ... It was kind of clickbaity. I'm not gonna lie. The thumbnail was a little bit clickbaity, but it should be ... Don't move in without a proper game plan on how you're going to function on a day-to-day. Because here's the problem. People think, things are going really well. The person's showing up secure. They may have even been looking a little anxious at times. But I have to give them a dose of reality. What you're in love with is just a fantasy. Like if you're seeing each other 5 times a month, that's a total different way that this person's going to show up if you're around them 30 days of the month. I mean, it's just, I would say it's common sense, but when people get into these relationships and they see that, they start breaking down emotional walls, the person start feeling vulnerable with them, telling them stories about, the neglect or whatever it is, their origin stories were, they feel like, wow, this person trusted me and gave me all of this information about themselves because they want to get closer. And I feel like we'll have a great relationship even if we move in together. But that doesn't happen like that. You have to be very strategic about it. Terry, I'm from NYC. I agree. You have helped me tremendously. Fearful Avoidant. You're FA. Look, I pulled some of my FA videos, but I was telling a lady today, I was like, Fearful Avoidants are some of my favorite people. You guys have incredible personalities. Not gonna lie. You guys have incredible personalities and just lots of spunk. So I appreciate you. Right now I'm dating a social worker and it's refreshing. We talk about attachment during our dates sometimes, and she understands what's going on. Isn't that's a great connection when you can have that conversation? You can just be with that person and like, here's one thing that I always wish I had. And I have it now. Transparency, I have it now. I wish I could have someone to read books with. I wish I had someone to study this personal development stuff, someone who understood my language, who understood where I was coming from, and understand that I'm not totally healed. I'm going to have this issue probably for the rest of my life. Now, when people ask me, can I heal this? You can learn skills to manage the flare-ups. But it usually takes for you to get into a relationship with someone who understands that, who's secured himself. This is why I recommend the book Avoidant by Jeb Kennison. He breaks it down into the three types of people, or the 3 types of attachment styles. And he puts them as like the anchor, the boat, and the wave. The anchor, the island, and the wave. The anchor, the island, and the wave. The anchor being someone that's secure. The island, someone that's an avoidant. And the wave, the fearful / AP, which you can kind of use that analogy. Like you can kind of run with it. You've been watching me long enough. But if you haven't read that book, I say go ahead and read that book. It's pretty cool. And when you become an anchor, and you get into relationships, or let's say you out there on the dating world, you're navigating the dating world, you start to see these things pretty quickly within people. And this is what I like about this channel. And this is what I'm trying to help people do. It's like, be able to vet people in a healthy manner. Now, I'm not saying going around labeling everyone, but once you have your eyes open in the matrix and you see everything for what it is, you know what's going to come next. you know 2 plus 2 is probably going to equal 4. Like you be able to foresee these things and set your watch to exactly how they're going to eventually start to show up. I've seen it. Right? You see the real person will end up hurt. A girl was shocked on a date. I knew about attachment theory because men aren't accountable. Wow. See, you gotta be careful what they call that. That was one of my favorite things I learned in sociology. That is a hasty generalization. I don't know why I like that what is that phrase so much. Please say the quote you always say at the end of all your videos. I got you, Terry, for sure. For sure. All right. So yeah, also the book Attached. So I like the book Attached. I feel it's a little bit outdated. And I also don't think that it's very applicable. I think it's a great book if you want to it's like attachment theory 101 if you're just learning this stuff. But I really feel avoidant is it goes a little bit more like layman termsy, where they can really, you can apply some of the things that he's talking about in that book. It is a feeling we feel smothered at times. Gabriel, yeah, for sure. I think, so when people ask me, what happens if an anxious person gets into a relationship with another anxious person? I say, well, that relationship is going to be most likely tumultuous, but eventually one of those people are going to start turning more avoidant. Usually, I can't even say usually because I've seen it go both ways. Sometimes I've seen a woman get turned off by the guy being too clingy and a little bit too much, like too overbearing, starting to need to talk about his feelings and his emotions so much. And then she just loses attraction for him. Or a guy goes into his cave because he just can't handle the extreme emotions and extreme persistence that come from someone who's an AP female. So I can't say that usually because I don't have the actual statistics for that. But it has gone both ways. Hawaii. I felt my ex AP was too clingy. She had to be around for everything I did. I explained that it's normal for couples to have their own thing, but she takes everything as rejection and cries. Yes, after a while, that gets exhausting. It really does. Because I think about how I showed up in the end of relationships, and it's not one of my proud moments. But when that fight or flight gets activated in you, you feel like I need to do something right now to save this. Like she's getting away. For what? Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It does while you're in it. It feels like this is the right thing to do. Let's see if I got some emails. Anyone want to share their story on this Wednesday? How you guys Wednesday been anyway? Mine's been pretty decent. It's pretty when it got an oil change. I don't know how long these places take these days, but all right, I digress. I can be an AP when I'm dating, but if I feel like I won the person too easily, I feel avoidant. Gigi, I don't know about that one because that's not how secure people show up. That's more like the chase. You're kind of addicted to the chase, but then once you get the kill, you just throw it up on the mantle and keep moving on. But also maybe here's the other spin on it. You may feel like it was a red flag. Like if you were pursuing someone and they ended up giving in quickly and turning around and showing more attention. This is why you need that balance. They start giving you more attention, then you feel like, all right, this is kind of like, this was too easy. This shouldn't be this simple. It's almost probably like an indication that someone may have an insecure attachment himself. Like that may be like, all right, this person is an anxious attacher. I wanted it, but now I got it, and they're overbearing. So triggered you. I look at it as like a tug of war match, like if you see a little flag in the middle of tug of war, like one person's anxious and they're pulling more and the other person's more avoidant. And then as soon as that person starts giving more, they're like, oh, wait, all right, that's a little bit too much. So it's like a tug of war match. What do you know? What do you do when the next monkey branch to a new person, yet still stays in contact with you? Gray rock, be boring. So this is a hard one because you want to show that what they're doing doesn't affect you, but at the same time, you do want to be able to heal and move on. So it's situation to situation. Now, if you feel like it's right for you to cut off all communication with them and let them know, look, if it was me, I would say, look, this really isn't appropriate. Like you got a new guy, and I don't feel comfortable talking to you while you're in a relationship with someone else. It's just not right. I want good karma to be spread upon me, not bad karma. Lynn is my name. All right, well, guy, sorry about that. You went a new girl. I'm not comfortable talking to you while you're with that girl. If things don't work out, let me know. But I'm not holding my breath. Just run the other way. My SP is an avoidant. Okay, we have been. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up, Celia. I visit my weekly. I visit mine weekly on the weekend, and when I get ready to go back home, only an hour away, she always cried. She always made me feel guilty. So I can see how that would be kind of like endearing and I guess feel a little ego boosting, but there is an extreme measure to it. You know, that's has she done any therapy or does she know much about attachment theory? Clearly, you know that she's probably someone who has an insecure, whether that's anxious or fearful. But it would be good for her to do that work too. Oh, my ex, I would visit my ex weekly. Well, I see why you let that go. I'm sharing. What if they left the ex twice and came back? Then there's just monkey branching. Your email. Oh, my fault. I'm gonna put this up here. That's just monkey branching. I wouldn't fall for it too many times. You know the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. All right, I got a question that wants to come in. I'm going to add that really quick. Well, I don't like this one, but anyway, put it there. Coaching that heal my attachment. So if you have a question, email. If you want to hop on a live, talk to me live. We can do that too. All right. Together 3 years, and he pulls away when we are really good. For the fourth month, he's been too busy with work. Oh, he's pulled away for good for 4 months, and he's been too busy with work. Yeah, he's diving deep in his creature comforts. I want to know what type of relationship was it? Was it a healthy one? Were you secure? Was it like emotionally unsafe for him? There's so many different things you need to unpack in order for me to really get a good feel on what's going on. She didn't want to do therapy, and she told me her dad was always going for work. I figured it was a trigger. That would be an origin story of someone who may possibly be anxious. The uncertainty of a person being there. I'm a secure, looking into moving with a fearful avoidant. Sometimes she won't talk to me for days and say, we don't need to talk every day. I don't know what you expect in this relationship. I need space. That would get exhausting too. What's going to be the steps moving forward? Um, I wouldn't move in because then that's when the resentment's going to start. That's when you're going to start to feel you don't even have a safe place to go to after that. What are you going to do? Move in, and then you start having like these little spats, these little flare ups, and then go stay with your mom or dad for the night. Yeah, that's probably not a great idea. I would keep your autonomy for right now until you guys can get to a better place communication wise. The last thing you want to do is just stack moving in together on top of two people who can't communicate. I mean, you guys would be arguing over the drawers being open and a person eating all of the chips in no time. My mutual friends have started to try and get in contact with me, but they have been closer with my ex. Should I get in contact with the mutual friends? I guess what your intentions would be the question that I would have. Um, do you need those friends? Were you friends with them before they were with you? Or were you friends with them before her, or were they like people you guys met together? I guess I would kind of know a little bit more context about that. My ex jumped into a rebound 2 weeks after the breakup and was contacting me for a month. And now, 5 months later, she's still snooping my Instagram. She don't want much. She's just being nosy. That's all. Now she's back and she's been around really good and opening up more. Okay, so this is the moving story. Secure moving FA. She's back and she's opening up more. But this is a cycle that's going to continue, and I promise you it will. I know how good it feels to get that oxytocin release at the moment, but something has to change. She came back after I cut him off. He started texting in less than 2.5 weeks. Asked me to see me. What are your thoughts? SP came back. Uh, hmm. All right. I need to know a little bit more about that. It's a little hard. Don't know what to do. Please help. How do I call? So you send me your email and I will send a join link so you can join me here. Text me interested or email me interested in coaching@healmyattachment.com, and then we can go live. Some of them, yes, but not worth the other half. It's so hard to keep up with these conversations. I'm sorry. I'm trying my hardest. Oh, so some of the mutual friends you were friends with before her, and the other ones you met while you guys were together. Okay. Celia, if you're ready, I'm ready. Hopefully it's not going to junk. If that doesn't work, I have another email you guys can email to. I like watching you and Thais Gibson. Pretty cool. I'm in good company if I'm in company with Thais. What if your ex says it's a phase that she has to get out of her system? Well, if she says that, then she's being totally honest, and that's actually something you have to respect. But I wouldn't allow for it to happen too long. You have to respect yourself. Say, hey, I understand. I don't know what age you guys are. If you need to do that, fine. But if I'm still single when you get it out your system, because if she's having a midlife crisis, that system can go on for years, or an identity crisis or whatever you want to called quarter life crisis, that can go on for years, and then you'll still be, not be able to be present with people that you may be seeing. Oh yeah, she 50s, yeah, definitely. That should have been out of the system a long time ago. That seems like some type of identity crisis or something. My boyfriend is a dismissive. We were on and off for 3 years. 2 weeks ago, out of the blue, he told me he needs some space because he was freaking out about the future. After 1 week, he came back and we were back together, but he said he may not ever want to live together in the future. Yeah, well, how can you move forward, right? How can you move forward if you can't even take it to the next level? And if you can't, what's the point? I mean, there are relationships that do work, that don't live together and they are in separate places, but doesn't sound like that's something you want. And you have to be a good negotiator for yourself. If it's not what you want. What's up, Crystal? Wow, that's my homegirl. He was afraid that we are back together, but I don't know what to do. All right. So if he doesn't want to move in together, like I said, you got to be a better negotiator for yourself. Period. Thanks. I explained a bit more in the email. Thanks, Kaylee. Kaylee. Which one is it? Number one or number two? Callie or Kaylee? Hey, Celia, you gonna email me? Are we down for the call? Dismissive ex is hot and cold, and I finally cut him off, and he came back not even a month later. But he's doing the hot and cold thing. We talked. He opened up more. He opened him up more, but he's still being distant. And some days I don't hear from him for days. After I cut him off, he came back after 2.5 weeks and asked to see me. We ended up hooking up that day, but I didn't really see an improvement in his behavior. So you gave him the reward without him actually having to change. I mean, that's what I talked about. That's that negotiating for yourself. That's not being a good negotiator for yourself. That's like walking into the car dealership and saying, hey, I'm only willing to pay X amount of dollars for this car. All right. And I'm standing on it. And you walk out the dealership. And then you come back a week later and say, you know what? I changed my mind. I actually do want the car. And then the dealership is like, yes. So when they do come back, say, hey, I really care about you. I love you, but we gotta talk about this. Right? I don't want to re-engage and have the same relationship that we just had. And I know people are gonna say, whoa, you don't want to put that pressure on an avoidant, but it's like you only get one life, and if you really, this would be fighting for you if they're willing to. But I'm a firm believer that if they're not willing to dive into personal development themselves, do some therapy, maybe even do some counseling, then there's going to be a lot of other things that they're not going to be willing to compromise on. And it just means that they may be too stubborn. And nothing is more stressful than having a stubborn person living in your quarters. That's just exhausting. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, thumbs up if you think I'm telling the truth. Hey. Indecision is still a choice. You're right about that, Crystal. Yes, boundaries and expectations. All right, I got the email from you, Celia. Okay, got your email. I'm going to send you the link for the live. Now my email don't want to work. Now it wants to freeze. Oh, let's freeze while I'm in the middle of a live session. The nerve. All right, so I'm sending this out to you right now so we can join. What's the email? Is that another one? No, this is the right email. You got the right email. I'm going to send it to you now. Sorry, people. Sorry for the delay. I wish I had like some music I could play or something. Hopefully I'll get this email right. What a rookie. I need an assistant for this. All right. Well, we're about to go live. Okay, I'm sending this to you now. All right, let me see what else we got in here. 24 people. Cool. We got a lot of likes. It's a good night. It's a good Wednesday. Oh, so that email, undeliverable. This is my life. It's not like I haven't had a long day of coaching or anything. Okay, so here, how about you email this one? All right, Celia, I'm going to put this other one here because it's For some reason, this isn't working on this one. All right. My bad, people. How about this one? That didn't work. All right. There's my other email. Email me there, Celia. And I'm pretty sure that one works. 1000%. All right, let me read some of these comments again. Sorry. I was actually thinking about the idea of moving in or just staying in place of my own rather than be with the person every day. I feel like I would be comfortable staying in a place on my own. Yeah, and I guess to each his own. But you gotta come across someone that's willing to do that, that's okay with it. You know, they're not getting pressure from family and friends. Hey, when are you guys getting married? When are you guys gonna have a kid? All those other different type of things they like to get all in your business about. So to each his own. If it works out for you, it works out. Having a place of my own and not sharing with others. You're supposed to complement each other's lives. And if it's more like a chore, if it's more of a burden, then you're not really going to want to do it. I mean, I don't know anyone that wants to willingly bring stress into their life. That didn't work. I am a rookie and I need to get my life together. All right. Let's try this one more time, Celia. Hope you're still here. I think I just. Wow, that's what I did wrong. I need new glasses, y'all. Can y'all help me out? Who's an optometrist in here? Don't laugh at me. I can use your services. We can trade service for service. You help me see better in life, and I'll help you see better in relationships. That's a deal. Sounds like a fair trade to me. Square. All right, I'm sending that to you now. Hopefully it goes through and I don't get it kicked back. My apologies. How do we approach a DA to go to therapy? What's the best way to do this? Honestly, I don't know how great that. I really don't know how to approach it. They have to be ready. They have to finally get to the point in life where they say, I'm just sick and tired of these relationships operating like this. Because I've even seen where people were really in love with the person, but still couldn't take that step forward. Like it's the fear. It's the fear. And, I'm a firm believer that you can't be a person's partner and their therapist at the same time. They have to go find that help on their own. Because even if you do, especially for someone that's really dismissive, anytime you try to give them some type of constructive criticism, they're going to see it as like, I'm flawed, I'm damaged. This person thinks they're better than me, or this person thinks they have better ways of putting dishes in the dishwasher better than me. When you only just want to make their life, enrich their life is what you want to do. Okay, so I sent that to you, cut and paste. Silly, I did. I cut and pasted. If they don't want to change, they don't. They won't. So you can do as much as you can. You can lead the horse to water, but can't make him drink. And for a lot of attachments, like anxious people, 100% fearful people, FAs, when they learn about this stuff, they get excited. It lights them up. They want to share it with everyone, especially the person that they're in a relationship with. Oh, you're in here? It's not saying that you've joined for whatever reason. Yeah, I sent that to you. I don't know if you got it or not. You're an optician? Are you messing with me? Yeah, I think you're messing with me. Trying to scam the old coach, huh? Might fall for it. I don't know. I give free sessions away anyway. Christmas time, New Year's, I give sessions away anyway. So it is what it is. I like meeting new people anyway. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time. All right, and then we're just gonna call it a night. But I'm gonna try one more time and see if it works. I'm pretty sure I got your email right this time. You might want to check your spam. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I hope I answered enough of you guys' questions, and it's good engaging with the community tonight. Still can't believe I have this platform that's it's so widespread and so balanced. Balanced. I'm all about balance. So I appreciate you guys. It's not me, it's all you guys. Community, it's so cool to see in the comment section everyone talking about their experience and what they feel should be the next steps people take when they're dealing with other people. Hello, Charlene. Exactly. I'm afraid to even mention anything about being a dismissive avoidant. There she is. Hi, Celia. All right, you about to go live now. Hello.
Hi.
Let me turn my speaker down. It's nice to meet you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
California.
California.
Like 30 minutes from San Francisco.
Okay. How'd you find my channel?
Yeah, how did I find it? Just looking at trying to just know more about avoidance, and I learned about attachment styles, and I just wanted to you kind of came up on the feed, and I like your energy, and I like how your approach, and I just like that you're very straightforward, and the things that I've learned from your channel I've implemented and have worked.
Okay.
However, I'm still an anxious. So
yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah. So
it's
when I'm not listening to you, or when it's in the moment, I do things I'm not supposed to do, and I get pretty extreme. But anyways, we've been together for 3 years.
Okay.
And every time it gets really, really good, and we're not fighting, we're teaming together, and we're doing things together, and I'm not calling him a million times, and he's calling me back right away, and or he tells me, hey, I need some time to get back to you, whatever, like, but he at least gets back to me right away to tell me that he's busy, right? Then all of a sudden he'll just I won't hear from him.
Yeah.
So, but I tried to be understanding, and I was letting it go all summer, and then it turned into him just totally pulling back all the way, and to me, him telling me that he needed space. So again, I tried to give him that space, and then now it's been 5 months, and so summer was choppy, right? And then
how long
a month and a half after that.
How long are you guys together total?
3 years.
3 years, okay.
And so now at first 2 weeks ago, he told me, you basically telling me that I need to learn self-love, and I need to not be, learn to regulate my emotions.
Yeah.
And I'll wait for you, while I'm learning this, I'll wait for you. And then 2 days ago, we get together for coffee, just a casual coffee, and he tells me he's moved on. Ship has sailed, I've moved on. And I'm like, what
So
is going on? Like,
that sounds a little fishy, huh? A little sketchy.
but then this morning has sex with me.
Mm.
I
I
mean,
think let's tap into your women's intuition, your woman intuition here. What is your woman intuition telling you?
well, okay, so I'm gonna tell you that I'm very anxious, and I've actually I've actually had my friends follow him sometimes.
Okay.
um, and and he's never with a woman. He actually is with his brother, like having beers. And my friends have like been staking out at his house sometimes.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I've gone to that extreme. Just because if he was cheating on me, I wanted to know. But every time I check up on him, he's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You
that
know,
makes it harder for me to leave, because I feel like I'm that I'm the one that's at fault. But I mean, he just totally pulls away and doesn't talk to me. And we were on a level where we were really close, and we were talking about everything together. We even started a business together. And
okay.
now, like, even that's,
So now you're
and I
enmeshed.
didn't know
Yeah.
about any.
You
Yeah,
have
now we're
a child
matched. And
together. You have a child together, essentially.
yeah, worse, it feels like a marriage, because
Yeah,
it's like
it is
a
like a
child.
marriage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So
I just don't know what to do.
quick analysis, high level. This sounds like a case where he probably was showing up secure, but got triggered into his dismissiveness, where he didn't feel emotionally safe anymore. Because I always wonder why a person they're not able to take those next steps, and it's usually an indication that they see some red flags and they feel like some sense of unease and uncertainty to prevent them to
Oh,
going to the next level.
oh, I totally, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But he doesn't want to take accountability that he's the one triggering those insecurities in me. Like,
Hmm.
just by just leaving, like ghosting me. It's like, what do you mean? We were just together for a whole month, almost every day together,
Yeah.
contacting each other every day. And now you just leave for 3 days? Like,
Yeah, that
anyone's
almost
gonna
feels
feel
like
questioning.
if I'm gonna be totally honest, it feels like gaslighting is what it's up. It feels like, and then they come back like nothing happened.
Yeah.
All right, so
But
Kelly says I used to always think he's cheating too, but he wasn't because the human mind wants to make sense of something. If people start to show up that way, you want to put it in a box. You want to understand it. And as anxious people who have strong fear of abandonment wounds, we automatically go to, oh, someone else is more, he's interested in someone else, or she's interested in someone else. You automatically think the worst case scenario. They call them ants, automatic negative thought. You don't think like, oh, this person's stressed out at work, so they may not want to be around me at this time. They may be struggling with finances or whatever could be going on. We go automatically to, oh, it must be another person. But I'm telling you, every time that you do something like that, you have your friends stalk or you're checking their Insta story, their Snap story. That's feeding that little insecurity inside you, and it grows to something that's uncontrollable. And I guess times where we need to practice that self control is going to be the times where it's going to get a little better each and every time. All right, so you don't check his story for an hour. All right, next make it 3 hours, make it 5 hours, and find ways to self-soothe. Hang out with your girls. Maybe you need to take times and like put your phone away, like completely just leave and just leave it in the house, leave it under the bed or something, whatever, something crazy. Go to the grocery store and not do it, and just practice breathing and just being totally present in where you're going. Because I can tell you that he probably just got, I mean, 3 years of that. I'm guessing that he was just hoping and wishing that you'd be able to self-soothe and self-regulate, and it
But
never
he
happened.
didn't tell me that that was the problem for like a year and a half. How was I didn't even know.
Okay,
I
so
didn't
was
even
he
know what
avoiding
was
like?
going on.
Did he ever show up secure in the beginning of the relationship? Let's say the first year and a
Yeah, he showed up secure at the beginning,
half.
and
Okay,
and he told me he wanted to take it slow, and that he wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship, but what was
okay,
kind of open to it. And we took it slow. I mean, we didn't even like kiss for like 3 months, 4 months.
yeah,
And then and then we were just it was just progressing just naturally, like, and
yeah,
we were really connected. And then all of a sudden, like, after a year, um he was supposed to go to Tahoe with me and our two kids,
Okay.
or not our two kids. I mean, like I have a kid and he has a kid,
Okay.
and then at the last minute didn't go with me,
Hmm.
and then that triggered me. So I started getting anxious, and then ever since then he stopped hanging out with me on Sundays when that was like our day to be together, and
So
then
it was a slow kind of
yeah,
pull.
it was just a slow progress, and I didn't, but never telling me what's wrong, never telling me, just and avoiding talking to me. So I
Yeah.
was trying to just be cool and be like, okay, he'll come to me when he's ready. And
Uh-huh.
like I was just trying to go with the flow. But then, but then he started to like not text me back. And I'm like, okay, what the? So then after a while, I'm like, okay, come on, can you just tell me like what's going on? Like, tell me what's going on.
He was avoiding the conflict. He was avoiding having that discussion.
And he's still avoiding it. Like even this morning, after I was there this morning, I'm just like, I'm like, look, I need to know what's going on. I'm like, because if you're, you know, I feel like you're not interested in me anymore. I said, you're
Yeah.
not even going on dates with me anymore. I said, but you're calling me all the time. You're trying to make it look like it's just for business, but then you want to actually see me, and then you want to get, you get close to me and want to kiss me and stuff, and then I don't hear from you for like I don't understand what
Yeah.
you want
See,
out of this.
well, someone said it perfectly. He's having his cake and eating it too. There was clearly a point where he downgraded the relationship to something else. Um, when did you guys start the business together? How far into the relationship?
About a year, and we were going to seminars together, which means we were going like out of town, and we were in hotels for a week at a time together.
Okay.
and and I mean, but see, the thing is I give him space. Like,
Hmm.
like he wanted to study on his own. Okay, he went down and had beers with the guys while I stayed upstairs because I was tired. I mean, like, I give him space.
Yeah.
um the only thing I guess you can say I press on, or like I'm insistent upon, is when I get frustrated to the point like I feel like I don't know what's going on, like, like I feel like either he's upset with me with something, or just like I let it linger for a little while
Yeah.
to
And then
give
you
him the
blow up.
space
Yeah.
to come to me, but he never does.
Mm.
It's only when I get frustrated to the point that I threaten to leave. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
since you don't want to talk to me, I'm just gonna take some space from you. I gotta leave because I can't handle this anymore. Like, you're making me go crazy in my mind,
Yeah. You
and you're not wanting to
protest.
talk to me. I said then I gotta distance myself from you. And then that's when he'll open up. Like, and that's when he opened up today. But now he's trying to say he just wants to be friends with me.
Okay. So what
But
would it take
but
for you
while
guys?
he's tearing up, while his eyes are tearing up. So I know that's not really what he wants.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like you have to take him for his word and give him exactly what he says he wants. What would it take to dissolve the business and to like kind of separate you guys from that? Because he's going to have to feel this in order for if you want him back at this point. I think like, all right, you already gave him 3 years. What's going to be the deadline? What's going to be the cutoff for you to invest anymore into this, to stop investing in it?
Um, well, I haven't been investing for the last 4 months,
Okay.
but I'm really about to just cut it off and like not talk to him at all, because I don't. He's not telling me. He barely tells me he cares about me. The way he tells me is, that I care about you. I'm like, well, no, I don't know that you care about me because you don't tell
Yeah.
me, and because now you're not even showing it anymore. You
Hmm.
used to show it to me. I said, but you don't anymore. You don't even hang out with me. You want to be my friend, but you hang out with friends. I hang out with my friends, and you're
That's
not hanging
true.
out with me.
That's true.
So I said, and I'm not trying to, and we're not technically together. So you can see whoever you want. But the point is that you're not being my friend if you're not calling to hang out with me.
And then
So
it'll keep you
don't.
single. That'll keep you single because you're waiting and you're thinking that it's going to go back to what it was. And if he's not willing to, like I said before, counseling or something like that, therapy, um, then it's probably not going to work out. So that's
So
my.
what do I do? Just leave him alone and like really cut him off and just forget about it?
I would cut it off. It's been 3 years. this is totally your decision. You can do whatever you like, but at some point you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this to myself? Like I'm torturing myself.
Well, I just feel like, okay, well, like the first year was good. The second year, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm an angel. I mean, I definitely reacted wrong and I've done some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I mean,
And
like
those and
stuff I'm not even
sometimes
going to say on here.
those
But
sometimes those are the relationships that were like the sacrificial lamb to you finding the person that's really for you. And maybe you're not really ready to be in this type of dynamic. You need someone that's going to be more secure, that's able to understand where you're coming from and be present with you, at least until you
so,
can get that under control
so
and
do I
like
stay friends with them or do I
heal
just,
some of those. What does that look like? You have to ask
what,
yourself that. What does staying friends look like? Texting each other daily, weekly, hanging out, because then you're just going to want more. And forbid that he ever was hanging out with you and you see someone else calling or texting, even though you're just friends, that's not going to feel too good. So that's just my advice. Protect your heart
so
and do it.
you don't think that there's anything that I can do?
When it's been this long, I can see if it was like a relationship that kind of deteriorated within the first year, and then you say, you know what, I might have made a mistake. Maybe I was wrong about her. Maybe she's going through something or whatever. But when it's been something that's been relationships that been going on 2-3 years, and it takes a step backwards, it downgrades, then I don't really see those being able to move forward in a healthy manner. Lots of toxicity, lots of protesting, but as far as like peaceful and functioning and healthy, probably not.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
No, it's not what you wanted to hear, but yeah, I try to shoot straight with people, you know. Try to shoot straight. Well, so here's another thing. Maybe if he promised you that he would be able to show up for you again if you did the work on yourself and learn how to be more peaceful. But I don't even know if it's peaceful though. I think it's more you're stating your needs. I think that's a very good thing to do. Your boundaries, your needs, and what you require out of the relationship. But if he's not willing to like meet you halfway and kind of sit with you in your experience, then it probably won't work. This will be
He just said that he doesn't see any progress and, and then he told me he needed to see progress. And then because that creates anxiety in him, like me calling 3 times, 4 times in a row. He doesn't want that. If he says he needs to get off the phone, he needs to get off the phone and he'll call me back. And I mean, and he's been calling me right back, not taking 2 days, like
yeah.
he used to. So I mean, it's better, but and he just said
My
he needs
my,
to see it for a
my
little while.
when I was triggered in my state, real bad. My counsel was like, your wife don't want to see that. Every time you call, it's like a bill collector calling, like bill collector. Like, do you really want to answer that call? Someone that's just gonna just interrogate you and make you feel bad or whatever. I forgot what I was doing, but it was not good. It was very triggered. So yeah, sorry. When he treats you like a celebrity, when you treat him like a celebrity, he'll treat you like a fan. Well,
Well, I don't treat him like a
yeah,
celebrity.
someone just said that. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think people realize that when you have that anxiety, it's literally like getting your nervous system hijacked. Like you have no control. You can be telling yourself, "Don't send this text message."
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
I'm so
But
happy.
I
I'm like, I
have
wish
been
I would
learning.
have had this 5 years ago. Now the iPhone's got this unsend thing. I'm like, oh, that would have saved a whole lot of arguments and turmoil because
But
you
they can see
immediately
the
regret it.
unsent message,
Yeah, you
but better
regret
than them
it.
reading it.
Yeah, but self control and just calm, soothing your own anxiety is key. And that's why I'm starting this women's group, is to be able to get you guys the tools. So thanks for coming on. It's good to
Thank
meet you.
you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet
Appreciate it.
you.
I hope that was
Bye.
helpful. Conquering relationships. You have to cut it off if there's no forward progress. You can't allow years in the past to keep you somewhere where there's no progress. String you. All right, now at this point, you really cut them off. All right, so thank you guys. That's it. Only one call tonight. Whew, it's been a long day anyway. But I appreciate you guys for being here. Once again, like, comment, subscribe if you felt like this was valuable. This content was valuable for you. I appreciate you guys for always being here. And always remember, when you go be love, you'll never have to find it. Namaste.